Okay, now that both PHPStorm and XAMPP are installed correctly, let's go ahead and configure debugging. So I've gone ahead and added some commands that you need to add to your PHP configuration for Mac, so it's right here. And these are going to go in the php.ini file, and here's the path. So it's in Applications, XAMPP, and that's where all your XAMPP stuff is. And then XAMPP files, etc., etc. And then php.ini is right here. And if you double click this, it'll just open in TextEdit. One thing to be aware of when you're using TextEdit is it will automatically replace double quotes with smart quotes, and you don't want to do that. So go under Edit and look for substitutions. Make sure that smart quotes is unchecked here. So that's what you want, unchecked. And I'm also going to get rid of smart dashes because I don't want it. So at the very bottom of the file, you're going to want to go ahead and add that stuff from the web page. So let's go ahead and copy that stuff. And I'm going to go back to TextEdit, wherever it is. It's one of these right here. And paste that stuff in. And then I'm going to save it. And then what I want to do is restart Apache. So I'm going to go back to Finder, and under XAMPP, you'll see XAMPP control. So I'm going to go ahead and launch that. And I'm going to stop Apache, give it my password. So that's stopped, and now I'm going to restart it. Okay, so if that's gone correctly, what we should see is if we go to the PHP info page and hit reload, you should see all this xdebug stuff in here. So to get there, just go localhost, PHP info, and then Clover F to find xdebug. And you should see a section here. A lot of these things are off or zero. Coverage enable is on, default enable is on, some other stuff is on. If you see it showing up here and it looks like this, then you're probably in good shape for the next part. Now, I'm going to go back to PHPStorm, and I need to change my configuration for PHPStorm as well. So I'm going to go to File, Default Settings, and there's two things I want to change. So the first thing is under Languages and Frameworks. If you open that up, you'll see PHP. Where it says No Interpreter here, click on the three dots, and then click plus to add a new, Other Local. Don't take the default. See if you say the default is user bin PHP, don't grab that one. That's not the same PHP as Apache is using. Select Other Local. And then where it says PHP executable, hit ... and you're going to want to go to your Applications, XAMPP, bin folder, and select that. And it should say PHP version, whatever version you downloaded with XAMPP. It should show debugger xdebug. That means the debugger's working. And here's the location of the configuration file we just edited. So if you see this, you're in good shape. Click OK. And then the other thing we're going to do is go to Build Execution Deployment. Open that. Click on Deployment, and then click the plus sign. And we'll just give this any name. I'm going to call it XAMPP Apache. And then under type, I'm going to put local or mounted folder and say OK. So we need to set this to be our htdocs folder. So click plus the ... And then the htdocs folder is going to be under Applications, XAMPP, htdocs, right there. And that's the same folder that we put our CIS 195p folder in from before. And then the rest of this is okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and say okay. And if everything is working correctly, we should be able to talk to the debugger from here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this run button and see what happens. And it shows the page, so that's working the same. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this little connection icon. So now I have a little green connection. And I'm going to put a breakpoint right here on the code. And then I'm going to hit reload in Chrome. Ooh, and this pops up. I'm stopped at the breakpoint. Here's the name. There's a server variable with some stuff in it. That means it's working. I'm going to continue, and it's going to rerun it twice. And then the stuff shows up. So if that's what you get, everything is good to go. You can also install the Chrome extension. Go to Settings, Extensions, Get More Extensions, and then search for JetBrains IDE, and then add that to Chrome. Okay, so that's added now. And that basically lets Chrome debug the JavaScript stuff. You don't need it to talk to PHP, but it's useful for JavaScript. So that should be everything you need to get set up. Let me know if you have any trouble.